Welcome back to Chrono Trigger for Moms. Some eagle-eyed viewers early on in this series noticed that the time egg is where my previous playthrough of the game left off, and noticed that Magus's portrait was right there in the party while Chrono's was not. So, spoilers, I guess, for this loading screen here. Why isn't Luca here? Luca is there. Who's missing? Robo's missing from this version of the time egg. I think it's pretty clear, though, this is a new game plus. You can tell because, first of all, I reached this point in 5 hours. This took 12 hours, almost 13. And I am going much slower through this playthrough of the game as I normally would, because this is the For Moms playthrough. But this was definitely New Game Plus, because to get to this point in the game, where Robo and Chrono are both mysteriously not in the party. In 5 hours for me. And also you can tell by my character stats. They're level 50, they've got 800, 900 hit points. So what happens is you complete the game and you can start the game over from the beginning with a New Game Plus to start the game over with all of your levels and stats. That's what I did here. So I was able to blow through the whole early game very, very quickly and get to this same point inside of 5 hours. Let's go hatch this time egg. Now we can go up Death Peak here. So we got 3 little Poyozos, I think they're called. Walk when the wind dies down and hide behind trees when it picks up strength. And they're going to help us get up Death Peak by being a tree. The idea is you just want to stand behind the tree and then the wind cannot blow you off. So this is how the game makes sure that you're ready for Death Peak. It doesn't let you up here because you don't have the Poyozo doll to get you behind the tree to begin with. And now we can get into the meat of the dungeon. One of the cooler looking areas of the game. I like how they reuse the mountain tile set but make it all snowy looking. And one of our short-term goals here is we need to learn all of Magus's techs. He has extremely powerful magic attacks, just like Luca does. In fact, Luca is working on her final tech. She needs 288. After she learns that, I think we're going to switch her out for Robo so we can learn his final tech. Ayla is also working on her final tech, 104. But Magus has 400 to get to this 4th one, and then he's got a whole bunch more after that. The first interesting thing to know about Magus, he's a unique character in the game because all the characters have 2 different kinds of techs. They've got these regular techs that they use, like Luca has a flamethrower and a hypno wave, but then the techs that she has that have a star next to them are magic. So napalm is not a magical attack, but fire and fire 2 and flare are. And you can see this in Ayla's list as well. Ayla doesn't have any magical attacks because she was born into a world before magic existed. Magus only has magical attacks. He starts out with the same lightning, ice, and fire spells that other characters have. I wonder why they gave him ice and not water. Oh, you know what? No, I actually know the answer to that question. Because when you fight him with Frog, Frog might have water spells. And so you have an opportunity to have all 4 kinds of spells in the same fight. Yeah, they probably didn't want to double up on water spells in the Frog versus Magus fight in the castle. So they gave him ice instead. But anyway, he's going to learn all this shadow magic. You can see on his character sheet here, he has the shadow icon. So whereas before our only shadow attacks were Robo's lasers, we now have... Oh, we don't have, because he hasn't learned them yet. Well, whatever, we can just go ahead and attack. But yeah, he's going to learn all these shadow attacks. Oh, you know what? We might want to do some shopping first. I said I was going to do some shopping back at the the Earthbound Village. Might have to do that. Because he is relatively strong. But I think we could buy him better equipment right out of the gate. And I didn't do it. So we're going to run up this hill again in a minute here. I also really like just playing as Magus because he flies around the map like that with his cape billowing out behind him. Alright, so let's head back to Antiquity. This, by the way, is the full time travel set here. We have access to every time period, including the ones that, like the Cataclysm here, which is just a trigger. That's a way to trigger the Lavos fight. It flies directly to 1999, and we fight Lavos immediately. We need to go back to Antiquity. And this should be where we can buy our new equipment. Right, because the new here leaves in the surviving village. And this is your first clue that Magus joins the party, is that they sell a weapon for him here. He used scythes. And yeah, we actually do need to buy this. And I'm too broke to buy much of anything else. Go ahead and equip that. We probably do need to sell some stuff off, don't we? We can sell... We got 5 magic capsules. Or no, we got 1 magic capsule. It's worth 5 gold. I misread that. We can sell this. We don't need a Mega Blaster. We don't need a Smiter's Blade. Literally don't need an Empyrean Blade. Nobody can use it because the guy who used to use it got himself disintegrated. Alright, that should be enough to purchase. Why does Ayla not have better equipment than that? Let's buy a couple of these and one of these and explore why Ayla... I thought she had better armor than this. Oh, okay, she already has the Aeonian suit. We must have found one. And then this Aeonian helm is better than the Doom helm that he started with. Actually, now would be a good time. I probably could have done this in the last video since I was in the area, but now would be an excellent time to see if Tabin has new equipment for Luca. He does periodically build her new equipment. And you can just run around with, you know, the Prince of Darkness here. Oh, perfect timing. Another great invention just completed. The ultimate in defense for my beautiful daughter. So yeah, we probably could have... We didn't need to buy her this suit because we're just about to... Oh man, +3 speed. Woo! It's almost worth putting on that Tabin's helm for the extra magic defense. We won't worry about it right now, though. What we will do, because I took some damage in that fight, I think we can just go upstairs in Chrono's house here. Can we introduce Magus to Chrono's mom? Or do we need Chrono in the party for that? Oh, hello. Is Chrono alright? We'll get back to you on that. But I'm pretty sure I can just rest for a while. We'll just sleep in Chrono's bed. He's not going to mind, because he's still dead. So... I think it's probably for the best that they fade to black there. Like, we don't need to see Magus and Ayla and Luca all crawl into the same bed at the same time. Alright, back to the future. And back to Death's Peak, now that we have better equipment. It's over here somewhere. I always get lost on this map. Oh no, I'm way too far away. My goodness. I don't have a good sense for how this particular map is laid out. Just find the Black Omen, and then south from there. Oh, what's interesting about the Black Omen is it exists at all time periods, because it arose in Antiquity in 12,000 BC. But Lavos erupted and destroyed the world in 1999 AD, so if you try to come here in the future, behold, the almighty Lavos reigns. Pitiful creatures, all of your struggling is for nothing. The almighty Lavos has already drained the life force from this planet. And that's it. They don't even let you inside the Black Omen. Oh, they do let you fight the boss, though. Okay. What are these things called? Laser guards. I got a laser for these guards. I don't think Dino Tail's going to be worth it here. So the Black Omen is like the final dungeon of the game. And eventually they will let us in. If you come here in any other time period. But at this point in the game, Lavos has basically already eaten the planet and moved on. So they won't even let us in. It is firmly sealed. Not even Shala's pendant can get us inside. And we're going to find out a little bit more about that on Death's Peak. Oh, I never noticed you can see the epoch down there. Oh, that's awesome. We didn't land on it. We missed it completely, but... So yeah, we can't go to we can't solve anything by completing the Black Omen in this time period because it's too late. 2300 AD is just too late. Hiding behind this tree here, not to get blown away. It's better if you can just walk into the tree like this. All right. Do I even want Ayla in my party for this dungeon? I think I do. Let me look at my list here. I have my cheat sheet over here. No, you know what? Let's swap her out for now. Give him this suit and a helm. He's got all the good stuff. He's got his speed belts, and he can have this magic capsule. And what tech is he working on? Yeah, he needs a lot of techs. He needs help the same way Magus does. Okay. Once more onto the breach. And I guess we're just going to go in with just blasting. Luca and Magus are the best magic users in the game, and we've been feeding Luca magic capsules for a little while. Got some kind of double tech. Oh, that's the other thing I was explaining, is Magus's unique techs. He has no double techs with anybody. Magus fights alone. So everybody else has cool combo attacks, but not Magus. If you put Magus in your party, for example, probably wanted to have this magic ring. Yeah, you know what? That's going to be good. That's going to be good for Magus. Eventually, we'll be able to teach him triple techs using a game mechanic that we haven't actually played around with yet, but is in the game. Robo can be our healer as well for the time being. I did not grab myself a bottle of water before I sat down to record tonight. So please bear with me if I dehydrate and blow away. Yeah, we're going to be circling back to this map later to get more treasures. Hey, you know what? I'm just going to stick with Fire 2. Fire 2 seems to be doing the job for me. These guys are using a drain attack. They're sucking all my health away, but Robo has all kinds of healing lasers in his back pocket. I love, like, the tearing sound of Magus' scythe when he attacks. It's one of my favorite sound effects in the game. That's called game feel, actually. Game feel is, like, the idea that something in a game doesn't necessarily matter from a point of view from mechanic, but it just feels good. Like, you can tell the difference between, like, okay, Magus does 500 damage with an attack, but it has no sound effect and no animation, versus Magus does 500 damage with an attack, but it has a great sound effect and great animation. You don't actually need the feedback of animation and sound effects in an RPG like this. There are game genres where that's very, very important, like an action game or a fighting game. You need the audio-visual feedback to play the game properly. You don't need that in an RPG. Doesn't matter what the characters do. Animations don't actually matter most of the time, but... Oh, we got a save point right here, so I can just refill if I have to. Oh, there's a tab up there. I want it. I'm going to circle back around after we come out of this cave, I guess. I guess we can... We've only got 2 shelters. But yeah, game feel is the idea that a game does something and it just feels good. That's why it's called that. Okay, so now we've got these Lavos shells. This is the problem with Lavos in this world. Ooh, Robo is going to need to heal us. Probably every round. We don't want to attack the shell here. Oh, you know, we probably did want Ayla, actually, because we don't have any single target attacks here. What's fire even do? Like, imagine if that fire attack didn't have that big burning animation to it. Oh, we can use fire tackle to get single target damage. Like, look how much more visceral and exciting that tackle attack was than Luca's just regular fire spell. There's a reason they gave her fire spell a very basic, still good animation that just kind of evokes the idea of burning for a moment versus, Oh, Magus is confused. We do not want that. I've got 6 of these. Here. Calm down, Magus. Come back to us. Robo's asleep, which is also not good. He's awake now. He's going to have to heal us, though. There's no attacking with him this turn. Actually, yes, there is. I can do this. I can tackle, and then you can use a Lapis. Like, if you didn't see the damage pop up, and you only saw the 2 attacks side by side, Luca's little fire spell, and then the combo attack, the big tackle attack, like, you'd know which one was stronger just by feeling it. So it's good that they paid a lot of attention to how sound effects make the game work, and Magus' sound effects on his weapons are particularly good from that aspect. Oh, I'm glad I've got Robo now, because I can get a Gigaton arm. Ooh, look at that. That's sexy, sexy damage. Circle around to the inside of the cave here. That's probably for Frog, if I had to guess. You guys I'm wiping out with just a single Fire 2 spell. No problem. In fact, a lot of RPGs go the opposite direction. A lot of JRPGs, instead of having very visceral animations, they have very basic animations. Even in this era of gameplay. Oh, there's Flare. That's sexy. Yeah, even in this era of video game, there's a very, very popular game from, I think, the same year this game came out called Earthbound. Oh, I have to open that cave. It wasn't a capsule for me to pick up. I had to open the cave. Then I gotta curl back around and we'll come down the middle. Okay, I get to kill these guys again, though. Earthbound has very, like, abstract battle animations. I have old videos of Earthbound if you look back in the channel history somewhere, but they're still fine for the style of game it is, but you don't really make a connection between what your characters are doing and what's happening in the battle, because the game kind of narrates it. It narrates, like, so-and-so attacked with a sword and did this much damage, and instead of seeing a sword animation, you get this very abstract... I'm going to use Flare in this fight. Totes my goats am. No, I'm not. I'm out of MP already. Well, that's why they put a save point down there. That's why we need that. Yeah, instead of, like, having a sword animation, there's just a very... Not even generic anime, like an abstract animation. You don't see, like, a sword slash and hear a sword sound. You just hear a kind of basic, abstract, like, impact sound effect. And the whole game works like that. And it gives the game a very abstract feel to it. Which is almost certainly exactly what the designers were going for. I've got one more fire too, and I'm going to pop a shelter down here. That's why they put the save point here. Kind of smart, because you got to double back to this area anyway. But we do have to fight a few more of those Lavos spawns. The idea is that Lavos, when he bursts through the ground and fires all those, like, needles into the air, we've seen that animation a couple times, It's firing off Lavos spawns that are being launched out into space to colonize other planets. That's what's happening. And some of these Lavos spawns, instead of breaking out of orbit and going out into space to find other planets, fell back to Earth. And I guess Death Peak is like the highest peak on the world, and that's why they landed here. Oh, I got a new sickle already. Maybe I didn't need to buy this. I mean, we're not doing a lot of attacking with Magus anyway, but... yeah, we have to kill this thing now. I guess we're just gonna stick with Fire Tackle. I'm gonna have Magus use a Lavos here. Because we can target the shell, but it doesn't... I think it just counterattacks us if we target the shell. We really don't want to attack the shell. We really want to use a single target attack that just hits the little Lavos beak. And it looks like 2 Fire Tackles is going to bring us home. And this is what passes for a boss fight on Death Peak. Well, alright then. And we're raking in the TP. Like, everything is... from here on to the end of the game, basically, is going to be worth an outstanding amount of TP. So we've already got Magus' Dark Bomb, and we're working on his next barrier spell. The footing here is icy and slick. Be careful. Fall, and you'll have to start over. So we're getting blown downward, and we just want to make sure we don't touch the edges of the passage, and we'll be fine. Just like that. So our second Poyozo doll has been very helpful. Indeed. There's a Yaksha blade. I got a couple of new blades, didn't I? It says usable by Chrono, but it should say usable by nobody, because Chrono is dead, dead, dead. I kind of wouldn't mind getting into a battle with those little eggshell guys, but... alright, so now we're circling back to the very first screen. Push the shell. Climb the shell. The third Poyozo doll has come in and been very helpful to us, perhaps. Oh, we want to climb down here because there's a treasure and a southern save point. There's a dark helm. Is that for Magus? Halves shadow damage. Well, only Magus can use it, so yeah, I guess that is for Magus. Ah, and here's the next Lavos spawn, and this time we're not going to destroy the shell at all. I'm happy with this little routine. Just Magus throws out a Lapis to heal everybody. Fire Tackle to bust up the Lavos spawn. Just like so. And 2 Fire Tackles should take care of business. TCB. Proximity Bomb. Double Bomb. We got both of those techs in this one fight? Okay, yeah, Proximity Bomb's not a dual tech. So Electrocute is Robo's best tech. That's his last one. And it's actually a lightning attack. I think it's the only lightning attack that outside of Chrono and Magus. So Robo's actually pretty versatile, because he just learned a fire attack, and then he's going to learn this lightning attack. But what we want to happen is... Luca's already there. Luca's got Flare. She's done. Magus needs to learn his final Shadow spell, and then Robo needs to learn this Electrocute spell. Let's push this thing. I know that the animation's kind of jank here. The Chrono Trigger engine is not really conducive to pushing blocks around on screen. But hey, they got it done. A memory cap. I think we've made it to the absolute pinnacle of Death Peak. This is it, the summit of Death Peak. You who fear the night and fight the coming of darkness, lend us strength. Where did she learn that incantation, I wonder? Chrono! The pendant's reacting. Is Robo wearing the pendant? That's adorable. I do kind of love how Magus sits out this scene if you bring him here. I don't think I've ever not brought Magus to Death Peak. Every single time I play this game, you're just kind of guided into it. Like, he's the one that kind of comes up with the idea that maybe you can save Chrono. It shattered! No. What use was it to come so far? A beautiful scene, by the way. I love the graphics in this scene a lot. Please do not despair. We place too much hope in bringing Chrono back. I do wonder if you don't bring Magus if your third character has dialogue here. Chrono, say something. Don't just ignore us. I'm a woman of science, so of course I thought this was going to work. A time freeze. I never dreamt it possible. The Chrono Trigger. The Guru's time egg. Those are our past selves. We're really back, right at that instant. It appears that time has been suspended. So, traveling between time periods in this game, especially between the present and the Middle Ages, which is the most common travel you do, you get the sense that time passes in that time period even while you're gone. This is actually a very subtle consistency in Chrono Trigger. You don't really have a sense of being able to travel to any point in time you want, only to specific points in time that the time gates take you to. And while you're gone, time still passes in those eras. So the idea that we've gone to like this exact second is actually kind of a big deal. It was all for naught. We changed nothing. So this is another subtle piece of Magus's characterization, is that he feels a lot of regret for not being able to save Shala. And the game doesn't really dwell on this, but I always got the sense that he never knew growing up what happened to Shala, because he showed up at the scene of the crime, so to speak, after she already sent everybody away, including the mysterious prophet, who Yanis would not have known as a child was an older version of himself. So when Magus finds his way to the Kingdom of Zeal and kind of puts the events into motion and becomes like a linchpin of it, like his spite and his rage and wanting to destroy Lavos caused him to bring the queen and the princess into danger. And then he realizes too late that he was instrumental in Shala's disappearance. We're not here to save Shala, and in fact we can't. But we can. We just need to exchange the Doppeldoll for Chrono. We've got to hurry. What a relief! Sir Chrono, thank goodness you're alright. Save the tearful reunions for later. If we've done all we must, let us be on our way. And you can see, like, the regret here. Like, he can't bear that we're here to save our friend Chrono, but not Shala. We don't have a way to save Shala. Shala doesn't have a Doppeldoll, and I guess the implication is that she's not as important to the integrity of the time stream as Chrono is. But this is an element to his character going forward in the game, and I think it's the reason that he decides to join your party. He still wants to have revenge on Lavos, but he also sees the fight against Lavos as kind of the means to an end, a way to figure out what happened to his sister and find a way to bring her back. Chrono, it's about time. Luca, the whole game's about time. It's kind of the point. Sir Chrono, it's a relief to have you with us again. I don't remember Chrono ever being knighted. I guess it's possible, and then Robo would have to use his title. It's possible Chrono has been knighted in the Middle Ages at some point. You big dummy. You wouldn't believe what we had to go through for you. You mess up like that again, and you'll have to get yourself out of it. Now, this is a scene that I've actually experimented with, because this is a very unique frame of animation where Luca lays down and throws her arm around Chrono. And Marl has the exact frame animation, but no other character in this game has it. And the reason is because the game has 3 characters who will take on this lead role of welcoming Chrono back. The first is Luca. If Luca is in your party, she always does this. If Marl is in the party and Luca isn't, then Marl has her own take on these lines, but she still gets down as she throws her arms around him. If neither of the girls are in your party, it falls to Robo. And Robo doesn't have a hugging Chrono animation, unfortunately, as excellent as that would have been. But he's very relieved to have him back. And if you have a party of Ayla, Frog, and Magus, if none of the original 3 characters are in the party, then Frog welcomes him back as his comrade in arms. But again, Frog doesn't throw his arms around him in relief. I've done that experimentation, and it is in that order: Luca, Marl, Robo, then Frog. You can't have a party without one of those 4 characters in it. It's not possible. We had such a terrible time without you. Marl was, and so then we, and even I, and then my dad made me this cool new armor. Are you listening, Chrono? I really can't stand you, you know. Now, everybody, when you talk to them this is all home base here at the end of time, they have a little saying, except for Chrono. Will you take Chrono? No. And then he just blinks at you if you don't take him. Okay, so now we're going into the end game of Chrono Trigger. So, all went well. No, don't thank me. I merely placed a piece upon the board. It was not my hand that moved it. If you would thank someone, thank the ones who cared enough to see their friend return to them. By the way, the Wings of Time have come looking for you. They seem to have a heart and mind all their own. You wish to fight Lavos, correct? Now, this is a tradition in JRPGs, especially Squaresoft games from around this era, and this is still true of JRPGs today. You go through about 80% of the game, and then you reach a point where they're like, alright, we're done with the main story, go kill the last boss, but here's a big bucket of adventures you can go on first. In any order you want, go explore the whole world, and typically, at the start of that process, if we went to fight Lavos right now, we would get creamed. We're just not strong enough. But we have all these endgame adventures that are about to open up, and in completion of all those adventures, we will be more than enough to match Lavos. And the old man here, who we now know is Gaspar, the Guru of Time, is about to introduce us to those adventures. Many paths lie before you. You might choose to leap into that bucket, or fly the wings of time to the day of Lavos. Or there's the Black Omen, which now straddles time, seeking to summon Lavos yet again. Such folly, lusting so greedily after power, that the power wields you. So yeah, the Black Omen is the final dungeon in this game, and usually the final dungeon of a JRPG is a big deal, but in Chrono Trigger you can skip it. You don't have to do the final dungeon at all. It is up to you to decide when and where you will face Lavos. However, do not think you will stand alone. I've had glimpses, albeit vague, of events, people, and places that will empower you. So he's going to introduce us to all the adventures. A forest brought back to life by the sheer determination of a woman in the Middle Ages. The fortress of one of Magus' 3 former generals in the Middle Ages. A task to be done in the future, in a birthplace of machines. A prehistoric stone that will shine with the light of all the ages of the world. The restless spirit of a proud knight, slain by Magus in the Middle Ages, and lingering even in the present. An object of legend in the Middle Ages that sparkles like a rainbow. Do you get the sense that the developers had a favorite time period in this game? Speak to your companions. Some among you may well know the figures behind the events which I have seen. Borrow the might of all these lives throughout the ages. Let their strength become your own, for only then can you hope to defeat the enemy you face. Such is the power required, should you wish to change the future. I will remain here and bear witness to the world's fate. So yes, each of our companions does in fact have a little side quest for us. Fight Lavos, strong armor, Ayla village have, go see. So Ayla's, all we can do in prehistory is, no, actually there is a little side quest we could do there, but she's just saying that there's new armor to buy in her village. The spirit of a proud knight, could it be? Father, I wonder how you're doing now. So her side quest is going to involve her father. And now we got to switch party members here to see everybody else. Haha, now we're everybody else. Everyone appears to be in a more cheerful state when Chrono is here. A birthplace of machines. Do I have a hometown too? He sure does. In one of the game's more obnoxious dungeons. Don't you dare put us through that again. Solar energy was used aeons ago, long before Lavos was discovered as a source of power. It might be just the thing we need to combat him. And finally... ... Your death was owed to weakness. My generals. So, they still live. Ozzy did maintain a fortress in the style of my own keep. I wonder. So Magus' castle was destroyed in the giant cataclysm, and that little keep is all that remains. Alright, we need to put together a very specific team. I guess it doesn't have to be that specific. It can actually be pretty much anybody we want, I guess. First, are you ready? Oh, you're a new form. Wowza! You hauled in a Marlin here, kids. He can use shadow magic. He could probably teach me a thing or two, but there's nothing I can teach him. We do need to practice, but we can't do it with Robo. He's not strong enough. Let's get... Chrono out. Hey, Punkhead, where you been? Alright, let's go practice. Alright. Let's see how much damage we're getting here. Oh, Chrono can't be damaged by that at all. I think Fire Sword 2 is going to be the way to go, and then you can just throw Lavos. Actually, no. You are going to throw Dark Bomb. That was only 600 damage on that double tech. I think we can do better. Just by using the big bad spells. I don't think Chrono's magic is anywhere near Luca or Magus. Yeah, that double tech was a was a mistake. Because it wasn't magic, and you have to use magic against him. You can't even critical hit him. You're gonna heal me with that, though. With water spells, because he must have, like, blue plate on. I think I can do it one more time. Chrono might just pull this off. Chrono might just get us all the way there. We do have new equipment to give him, but we're not going to use Chrono in the party for a little while, because we have other characters who need tech points. We're probably going to use Magus, Robo, and Ayla for a little while. Hey, we beat him. Nice. Oh, me, oh my. That was embarrassing. Guess you ain't so bad after all. Here, this is for you. Healthy choice set. Magic capsule and 5 high ethers. What can I say? I'm the master of war. Alright, Chrono, you're kicked out. Bye. Luca, you're also kicked out. Bye. Okay. I have... We have ruby vests and red plates that we can make use of here. I don't think I can get a second red plate anywhere. Let's go ahead and... Magic capsule. And then do some side quests. What up? Okay. First thing I need to do... Ayla's probably the fastest in this party, so I'm going to give her the red plate. And you're going to need a ruby vest. And you're also going to need a ruby vest. A speed belt, but not a speed ring, I don't think. No, we're fine with what we've got. Okay. Our first stop is going to be the future. Epoch, go! We're taking Ayla with us because her final tech that she's going to learn is going to be incredibly useful for single target damage. Ah, there we go. At last, we have all 7 characters in the Fated Hour. So the Fated Hour is the kind of penultimate chapter of the game. So here are in the Sun Temple, which was a part of the Kingdom of Zeal that I guess was unearthed after 17,000 years or whatever. And we have to fight the worst gimmick boss in the game. This is the Son of Sun. He's going to do a roulette spin, which spins his 5 targets around. We cannot damage the Son of Sun directly. We have to find which of his... that was a miss. We have to find which of his fires is the correct one to target. He can only do fire damage to us, which means he can't kill us because one of us has the red plate. So he can damage Magus, and he can damage, I think, Ayla. Oh, that'll damage Ayla. Never mind. And now he's spinning again, and yeah, it's basically just going to be this. That's a miss. Let's try this one. I guess we don't need to heal Ayla, because all his fire attacks are going to heal Ayla anyway. Actually, Luca is a really good choice for this fight, because she has fire damage naturally, and then she can put on Tabin's armor to do it again. Is that it for Magus? No, he's fine. Ah, there we go. So we want to punch that top one as much as we can. And ring that bell. Get that ding-dong. And every time we do the ding-dong, the eyeball in the middle will take a little bit of damage. It's the only way to damage it, and now he's spinning again. Nope. Try the right one. You can use area attacks to attack all the flames at once and get a guaranteed hit, but then every time you do that, if you fight the wrong flame, it counterattacks with its own, like, fireball. Which is... You just don't want us to do this animation 4 times every single time you do anything. But even its flare spell, like Magus... I mean, we're cutting the damage from the flare spell in half. Because of... We only have 1 red plate, but we still have those ruby vests that we got all those time ago. So as long as you're protected against fire damage, this... Worst boss in the game? Maybe. It's pretty bad. We need to heal again. It's just luck. Every time he spins, it's just luck. But his only real damaging attack is going to be that purple laser that he does, because it's the only thing he does that's not fire damage, but it's also single target. So he's only going to hit one of us at a time. The fire is just not a big problem, and even flare, because we're cutting it in half. And on top of cutting it in half, like, Magus' magic defense is just really high anyway. Like the left one now? So you are afforded a little bit more freedom at this point in the game. Not only on where you can go and what adventures you can do, but also who you can put in your party. Because Chrono is no longer a compulsory character. We're not forced to use Chrono if we don't want to. Try this top one now. And basically by Mount Woe, Chrono is done learning techs. So the only way to make Chrono stronger is to give him equipment. And he does get some extremely strong equipment before the game is out. Oh, are we going to get all three in here? We're going to get all three attacks here, I hope, before he roulettes again. Ah, yeah, Robo. There you go, buddy. Son of Sun is losing its light, so I think that means it's over and it's about to die. The monster has a cool name, the Son of Sun, because it's like a solar-powered monster. I guess the idea was this creature is the culmination of what the Kingdom of Zeal used to use before they found the energy of Lavos. They harnessed the power of the sun, and then presumably triple kick. Woo! Ayla learned triple kick. That is her best attack. It's so good. We're going to get a lot of use out of that. But we go up here. So this is the Sunstone. Its power has been lost over these long years. With the sun's energy, it could likely be renewed. But that would take at least 65 million years. Obtain Moonstone. So we have the Sunstone, but it's in like a cold, inert state that is of no use to us right now. I kind of hate running around with Ayla, so we're going to put Magus back in the lead so I can fly. No problem. We can actually just go back in time. 65 million years. Actually, while we're here... I want to go to the chief's hut. What new armor do they have? Yes, I want trade. I have no thing. What do you mean I have no thing? Oh, I have 10. I need 10 each to make the trade. And I don't have 10 each. I need 2 horns to find out what he wants to give us. I think he just wants to give us better fire protect armor, though. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, I need to put on my good armor again. We don't need the red plates anymore and the ruby vests and such. Let's go get 2 fangs real quick before we do anything else. Oh, there is one neat little... up here in the Laruba ruins. This sleeping New. New, what? What the matter? I was sound asleep, New. Can a New not get some rest? I changed Magus' name, so please let me go back to my dreams, New. And you can change your character's names if you want. Nighty-night. So there are... Oh, I forgot. I don't need this stone, so I give it to you. Oh, silver gemstone. I don't know what that does. I probably should know, but... Enable Spin Strike triple tech. Robo, Frog, and Ayla. I don't know that I've ever seen that triple tech. One thing that a lot of people will do in this game is change the characters' names. Like, they'll change Marl to Nadia once they find out that's her real name, or Frog to Glenn. Or I guess Magus to Janus. Like, why not? I just want 2 fangs real quick. That's all I want. Hook me up, fam. Alright, I think I got 2 fangs there. So if we give 10 of each of fangs, horns, feathers, and petals to the chief here. Ruby armor. So I can get as much ruby armor as I want. In fact, I probably should have done that before Son of Sun. Reduces fire damage to 1/5. Actually, that's really good armor. Like, it doesn't lower magic. I'm gonna put that on. That's extremely good. I'm glad I bought that. And I can buy as many of those as I want if I want to keep farming up petals and fangs and the whatnot and the hey. Alright, so there's a little island that's on every single world map. It's called the Sun Shrine. The Sun Shrine. It said the sun has not set in this place since it first rose. So I guess this is kind of like a point in the world where that never gets darkness. Like it's way, way up in the high latitudes or something. Come, let us be on our way. So put the Moonstone there and then leave it alone for 65 million years and it should turn into the Sunstone because it's been sitting in daylight for all that time. So all we need to do is fly to the future. 65 million years has transpired in the blink of an eye. The island has drifted a little bit thanks to tectonic activity. But, the Moonstone is gone. Seems it's been gone for roughly 1,300 years. Let us pay a visit to the present. So first of all, how does Magus know it's been gone for 1,300 years just by looking at that naked spot? And second of all, why would Magus refer to this as the present? This isn't Magus's present. Magus's present would be the Kingdom of Zeal, and then his future is the Middle Ages. It hasn't been gone for long. We'll search nearby. I like the little flourish he does underneath with his cape when he spins around. Very dramatic. Magus must do everything with a flourish. Poor Melchire, like his whole house is just underneath the Black Omen. But if you search around the world here, you eventually see, there is some bizarre light coming off this dude's house. Moonstone, never heard of it. The children are slipping away from us. It's so painful to see. So the idea is that this family is like greedy and terrible. I hate my dad more than anyone in the whole world. Dad loves money more than he loves me. Because nobody ever taught this family the meaning of generosity. Which means he's not going to give us the Sunstone. And if we go back here... If only I had some spiced jerky. What a wondrous meal I could make. Well, it just so happens... Oh, I didn't open these! Wait a minute. What are these? I didn't know there were boxes in here. Oh, you know what? I bet I did open them. And I just didn't go back. Those are going to be like vests or something. You know what? Yeah, they didn't learn the meaning of generosity, but I did probably rob them of their family heirlooms. Like, yeah, the boxes were just upstairs. I think I must have already looted them. Yeah, they're gone. They're long gone. We could go back and get the original items before they leveled up. But okay, if we go to the snail stop, which is something you can do in the very beginning of the game, actually. 4 centuries ago, a woman named Fiona died trying to revive the great forest that once flourished to the north. It's a sad tale. You're not the man I tried to talk to. I've got some spiced jerky, but I've been saving it for a special occasion. I might let some go for, say, 9,900 Gs. How about it? So you can literally come here at the very beginning of the game when it's just Chrono and Marl running around the Millennial Fair. You can't afford it at that point. Now there's a customer with good taste. Here you go. But we can get some spice jerky. Fly back to the Middle Ages. Talk to the lady. Oh, is that not spice jerky you're carrying? Might you part with it for 10,000 G? Ah, you can have it for free. Here you go. Truly? Oh, thank you. I thought kindness and sharing gone from this world altogether. I'll teach my children from your example. There are greater things in life than money. Thank you for your generosity, Fiend Lord Magus, who murdered half of the Knights in Guardia and just waged a war on all humankind. Your generosity is unprecedented in these troubled times. I think if you let her take it for 10,000 gold, the mayor in the present will sell you the stone for 10,000 gold. But if you just give it to her... My dad is my favorite person in the whole world. I love my daddy. The whole family is nice now. I wish my husband were just a touch less generous. I mean, it wouldn't kill him to save a little for us, would it? Alright, maybe some people in the family still have issues. Oh, I'm stuck. I was stuck on your stove. You're interested in the Moonstone? A passing young traveler left it here. By all means, take it. It seems to be important to you folks. Beautiful. We just need to let this thing cook for another 1,300 years or so. In fact, there's this whole continent over here that we haven't done anything with yet. There's a whole village and all kinds of fun stuff to do over here. This whole continent, you can't even reach it without the flying epoch. So that doesn't even open up until the Faded Hour. You could do all this before reviving Chrono too, if you wanted to. You don't have to revive Chrono right away. You don't have to revive Chrono at all. You can go through the rest of the game without him. In fact, you get a unique ending if you do that. You still defeat Lavos and save the world, and then they're all like, hey, maybe we should go try to find Chrono now. Oh, now it's glistening. The Sunstone has regained its luster, it seems. But how might we harness its energy? Oh, I know. I know what we gotta do. Science again! Now this is a proper Sunstone. With energy like this, I should be able to make a really powerful weapon. Let's take it back to my house. First, we'll extract the Sunstone's energy and convert it into a more manageable form. Then, we'll just vacuum pack it into a cartridge. And it's finished. Oh, she's so happy. Obtained Wonder Shot. So this is Luca's ultimate weapon. Everybody in the game has an ultimate weapon that you can unlock towards the end that usually have very special properties. Sometimes I amaze myself. Alright, pat yourself on the back there, Luca. Meanwhile, take a look at this, Luca. I borrowed a bit of the Sunstone to create something nifty of my own. Sunglasses. Alright. So the Wonder Shot, it says it's increased its damage. Playtime determines damage. So I guess the idea is the longer you've played on this file, the more damage it does. But I think it actually does random damage. Like it kind of... The damage variance in the Wonder Shot is huge. We also got Sunglasses, which just says boosts damage. You know what? I'm just going to give that to Magus for now. Seems like a good thing to do. Alright, now I'm going to put Chrono and Magus in the party. Because we have not yet introduced Mom to our new friend that we made. The evil overlord from the war we learned about in school. Oh, are you another one of Chrono's friends? Cat got your tongue? No need to be shy, dear. Oh, that reminds me, actually. Here, let me put my party back the way I want it. Get out of here, Chrono. Now that we have Magus, because one other important character did survive the cataclysm of the Ocean Palace. If we fly back over to the Survivor Village and go into the Commons here. Ah! It's Yanis's cat Alphador. And he still recognizes his old master. Oh look, some of Dalton's weirdos made it home. Dalton never had what it took to be a king. Dalton was a horrible master. Stingy with the coin, too. Where is there to even spend coin in this world? But okay, we told this lady to plant her seed. Such a mysterious little tree. Perhaps someday it will help us paint the land green again. I do have one more side quest I want to get done. If we go to the Middle Ages. And I do need to... I think we want to take Frog with us. Oh, you know what? No, I misspoke. Ozzy's fort is not on the site of Magus's castle. Magus's castle is gone, got sucked into the time gate. But no, Ozzy's fort is over here where Medina's village is in the present. We'll deal with Ozzy and his ilk. Never you mind. But we haven't visited this lady yet. Actually, the first thing, I need to kick Robo out of the party for this. Because I prefer to use Magus here, which means let's... I want his armor, though. Yeah, all that stuff. So we're going to need Frog in the party for his magic in just a moment. He's got a new sword. He's got all kinds of new equipment here. We'll put on for a little while. Do I want the power ring? What do I want, actually? Probably speed belt, maybe, would be better. No, I know what I want. Hold on. One of the best accessories in the game. Here, you can have... You don't want this Yaksha blade. All these new blades we got, and the Swallow is still better than any of them. But yeah, we'll give Frog the counterattack. The Rage Band. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's good. So we haven't met this NPC yet. You could stop by here during the Middle Ages, pretty much any time. My husband, Marco, is finally home from the war. Oh, I'm so relieved. Worry not, my love. We won't be parted again. So Fiona... Anything I plant dies before it even has a chance to grow. It's the work of monsters lurking out in that desert somewhere. This young tree is one that has been cultivated throughout the ages, mysteriously resilient, that could surely restore the desert to a verdant land. But I daren't plant so small a sapling out there now, not with all the monsters nesting in that cave. So, she found the little sapling that got planted way back in antiquity. Or more correctly, she found like one of that sapling's descendants. Like that tree persisted over the years, and then eventually a desert took over, and that gives us access to this cave, the Sunken Desert. Do you even have... You don't even have water 2 yet. That's bad. Oh, you know what? No, you've got ice 2. I think that'll work. But yeah, we're going to go down into the cave now. And we're going to find these treasure boxes and things. And we did not...
We did not stay at an inn or heal or anything. But you'll notice that monsters get much stronger at this stage of the game. Do not like this attack animation. It takes a long time. Dead. Yeah, our regular attacks are just not cutting it here. What we're going to have to do is Ayla's ultimate tech, the triple kick. Actually, just in general, these guys are probably just very resilient to physical attacks. Drop down dual tech. That's got to be an Ayla frog tech. I'm going to have Frog lick everybody real quick. So probably ice and water are going to be the way to go here. We might get water too just fighting these guys. He was pretty close to it. So that's all three of their techs. Ayla plus Frog. Let's see if he can do some work with ice too here. Water hardened sand, defense reduced. Okay, so yeah, all the enemies down here get their defense reduced if you hit them with a water or an ice attack. Just the gimmick of the area. Marl also learns ice too. So I guess if you really wanted to pound this area flat, you could bring Magus, Frog, and Marl together. There's Magus's next tech, Barrier. In fact, I wonder if he can... No, we'll just leave him with the sunglasses. That's fine. I like the idea of him wearing sunglasses. It's cool. So we want to open with Ice 2, and then their defense will be low enough that we can bust him with a sword. Or, you know, Ayla's awesome fists. I suspect if Magus's magic power were higher, he might be able to put out enough damage with Ice 2 to just win the fight outright. Ah, there's water too. So now Frog can help. Magus is lucky. He's getting kissed, he's getting slurped. And, as I recall, there's also a shiny down here somewhere. I want to see how much Water 2 does to these guys. I'm betting not terrific, but let's find out. I like the animation for it, at least. Oh, nope. It's still enough to bring them down close enough to kill them in one hit, but you can just see the difference between someone of Frog's magic stat and someone of Magus's magic stat. It's not even comparable. So you're working on Dark Mist, which is the... Essentially, this is like the low-level shadow spell, and then this is the level 2 shadow spell that hits all enemies. And then you are working on a much better healing spell, which you probably won't get. So you know what, Frog? Buddy, I mean, you're strong, and I love you, but your services are just not required here. Prevents... Oh, block is not a big deal. I'm okay to get rid of that. I don't have a speed ring anywhere, really? Alright, fair enough. So Frog is a much better healer than Robo is. But anybody can be a healer if you've got Lapises. So water hardens sand, but ice also hardens sand. I'd just forgotten that Magus had an ice spell. I thought I was going to need frog for this area. Just want all the treasures, that's all I want. Another Aeonian suit. I've got a couple of those now. A high potion. Ground shake! So we want to avoid triggering the boss until we get all the treasures out of here, I think. The desertification here is likely the result of that monster's presence. Bone, move under sand. Hard sea. It's not a sea at all, Ayla. It's a desert. A turbo ether. Another Aeonian helm. A Muscle ring. Another memory cap. I really thought there was a shiny down here somewhere. Can I open this box, please? A high ether. Maybe there's not. Well, I guess we're fighting him now. So here's Melphis. And the gimmick here is water-hardened sand. That's all we need to worry about. But the first thing we need to do here... Actually, the first thing we need to do is heal. And I need to charm this core. And got a speed capsule. So water hardened sand. And then we can beat up on his legs, I do believe. So, am I going to triple kick here or beast toss? You know, I'm going to triple kick. We're going to want physical damage here, I believe. So we'll do triple kick and rapid fire punch, which is called the Uzi punch in the original version of this game. So that's 1,200 damage. Here's another 1,000. Oh, we're not going to be able to do any single target hits with Magus, though. But eventually its defense will go back up, and then we'll have to use another ice spell on him. Ayla can use some magic points, actually. Next time Magus gets a turn, we'll see to that. Oh, it's absorbing health from the core on its own. It's licking its own belly. I need to give you... a high ether will do the trick. And then we can triple kick the head. I thought its defense was going to go back up. Maybe it won't. Now it's sucking my blood. Not into that, really. You see the power of triple kick. And she can get even stronger. But we charmed a speed capsule. The charm ability from Ayla. But it steals an item from the monster. And some monsters in the end of the game here have capsules you can steal. Which is super good. Like that speed capsule is going to be put to excellent use here. Raising, I think, Robo's speed we're going to work on. Bad Bone Smash! Fiona happy. Sorry, we just destroyed the monsters here. Oh, there it is. A strength capsule. Go ahead and save here. This is one of the best transformations in the game. This is one of the all-time great moments in Chrono Trigger, is after you defeat Melphis and give Fiona the good news. Thank you for dealing with those foul creatures. Now I can set to work replanting again. Alas, I fear it will take ages to plant enough trees to reforest this land. If only there was someone who could toil for centuries on end. Then these wastes could truly be made green again. What do you think? I could remain here and assist Madame Fiona, and you could come and retrieve me here once my work was complete. Is that alright? May I stay behind and help? Alright. So Robo leaves the party, and he toils the desert for the rest of time, replanting and seeding. So every time we come here in the Middle Ages, he's going to be here doing the work. With Robo's help, my dream may well come true. How can I ever thank you? Of course. Oh, there he is planting. It's just a quick hop, skip, and a jump for us. And now there's this beautiful, lush forest here. But no sign of Robo. This is Fiona's shrine. Here we give thanks to Fiona and Robo for reviving the forest scorched in the war against Magus 400 years ago. Scorched against who? The remains of the venerable Robo are enshrined in the inner sanctum. My hats are woven from twigs rich with the mystical energies of the forest. So this is kind of your prize for doing this side quest, is you can buy all these kinds of hats, especially this one that prevents all status ailments. This is a really good hat. It's almost the best hat in the game. Super expensive though. Look at the cost of these. Ah, and then here's Robo. Rebooting? He's been in safe mode for years. Systems reactivated. Where am I? Oh. Magus, how nice to finally see you again. My old dear friend, Magus the Fiend Lord. Only a few moments may have passed for you, but I have been waiting for 400 years. However, my efforts were worthwhile. The forest is restored. Now, shall we celebrate our 400-year reunion? We're going into a very important scene. This is a very story-heavy scene with a lot of dialogue, and I've got a lot of thoughts about it, which I will share. Beautiful scene too, by the way. One of the venerable scenes of the game. One of the most, this artwork is very iconic. There is actually official artwork of everybody chilling out, camping out in Robo's forest. I realized something during these past 400 years. I believe we may have been incorrect in our assumption that Lavos was responsible for the creation of the gates. What do you mean? It is not a certainty, but I have come to believe it possible that some entity wished for us to witness these events. Perhaps it wanted us to see all of these various ages. Alternately, it may have wished to see them for itself. It seems almost as though it was reflecting on the days of its past. Ayla no. Person die, see life pass by, elders say. Before death claims a man, he is made to bear witness a second time to those memories engraved most deeply upon his heart. There may be fond memories among them, yes, but often as not, the ones which grieve us are the most profound. I feel like Chrono would have some insight into this philosophy. I mean, he's asleep at the moment, but, this is a moment where, Frog is pontificating on your life flashing before your eyes just before you die, and then everybody turns to Chrono. And I guess it was true, we did see him flash back to various scenes. Knowing the end is approaching lightly reactivates dormant feelings of regret and desire to return to moments in the past. Do you suppose that will happen when our time comes? Again, you could just ask Chrono, he would know. Somebody wake him up. Probably. Who knows? Is there a point in time you'd want to return to, Luca? No, not really. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have asked. No, it's okay. It's just something I don't like to think about too much. But even if Lavos did not open the gates, his fate is clearly bound to that of the one who did. Lavos has played a role in every age we've seen. Who do you think it is? It is unknown to me whose memories these are. It is likely an entity greater than any of us. Perhaps we will not know until our journey has come to an end. Shall we turn in for the night? So it's kind of an important conversation, and we're going to have to unpack it a little bit before we jump into the next scene here. We're controlling Luca, by the way, because we're about to do a Luca scene. But I think it's very smart that Chrono Trigger does not actually dwell on the identity of this entity. Whatever entity it is opens the gates. It's a central mystery of the game, but it's not going to be solved for us. Well, look, it's not going to be a big twist that we find out who it is or what happened. It's just kind of left to the characters to visualize kind of for themselves, find their own meanings to it. But there are three kind of major theories that I've seen floating around the internet from time to time. The first is the religious angle. The entity is God. God has opened the gates because Lavos destroyed the planet, but the planet wasn't supposed to be destroyed. So God or some other religious figure altered the time stream to allow us to time travel to fix everything. The second is that the entity is Shala. This is the most popular one amongst Chrono Trigger fans that I'm aware of, but we never see Shala again in this game. I think she does make an appearance if you do like the post-game content, all of the extra stuff that was added into the re-releases. But as far as the original release of this game is concerned, Shala's time in the game is over. Her story has ended, and we never find out what exactly happened to her. She vanished along with the Ocean Palace, and we know the Ocean Palace rose as the Black Omen, and that Lavos has absorbed some preposterous amount of energy. And later we're going to learn that the Mammon Machine and the Queen herself are still in the Black Omen and have been all this time. But Shala is nowhere to be found. Shala has some kind of mystical connection to like the essence of magic and to the power of Lavos specifically. The Queen needed her to activate the Mammon Machine. So it's thought that Shala was just absorbed into the time stream when the Black Omen emerged and like lost her physical form, but part of her is still out there somewhere in touch with the time gates. So it's Shala that opened the gates for us. The third kind of crackpot theory, and the one that I sort of like, is that the entity is the player, the person holding the controller. It's a fourth wall break. The entity that opens the time gates and sends these characters through them to go on wacky adventures is the person playing the game. If nobody's playing the game, these characters never go on any adventures. But I do think it's really smart that they never actually, for realsies, solve this central mystery of the entity. Although we will speak about the entity again before the game is completely over. A red time gate, that's probably not good. What's this? June 24th, 990. Dad promised to go hiking with me, but he blew me off again because of his research. I don't get it, but whatever. Who cares about stupid science anyway? Girls don't need to know about that stuff. Okay. I guess Luca, 10 years ago, just left pages from her diary all over the place. The password to shut down the device is the name of my one true love. Use it in an emergency. Uh-oh. So here we are, 10 years ago. So Luca's mother's name is Laura, and I guess that's Luca over there on the left. I guess she's what, 6 years old? I think 6 is a good guess. Like Luca and Chrono and Marl, I guess, are supposed to all be the same age. They're teenagers. They can't be older than 16, 17. What is this thing anyway? Tabin said to keep away from it, but it's so dusty. Surely it wouldn't hurt just to tidy up a little. Dear me, my skirt, I'm stuck. Luca, help. I can't pull it out. Oh no, Luca! Enter the password! Stop the machine! But I don't know it, Mom! So Lara's gonna get sucked into the machine. Enter password. L-A-R-A. Now, on the SNES, in the original Super Nintendo game, you didn't have an input like that, which looked like it was optimized for touchscreens, actually. But you had a controller in your hand that literally had A, B, X, Y, L, and R buttons. So you had to push L-A-R-A in that order in order to stop the machine. Mommy, thank goodness. Luca. Oh, Luca. July 2, 990. That was close. I think I'd better study a little more about machines in case anything like that ever happens again. So this is the event that started Luca's love of science, and we've actually changed the past. We met Lara much earlier in the game, and she was crippled. If you don't put the password in there in 990 AD, her legs get mangled by the machine, and she just sits in her chair in her house for the whole game. And then Luca says something like, oh, that accident wouldn't have happened if I only knew about science. So from now on, I'm going to take science seriously. So we've changed history by stopping Lara from being crippled, but also giving Luca a different reason to love science. So this adventure has two different outcomes, depending on whether you put in the password in time or not. Like the screen just cuts to black and Lara's blood-curdling scream issues forth from your Super Nintendo. That was always weighing on your mind, was it not, Luca? You're always thinking of others. This scene is a little different, too. If you don't put the password in, Robo offers to give Lara his legs. Just take my legs and give them to her. I think he says, like, mount me on some tank treads and I'll just roll around. But it's better to do the adventure correctly because then you get this item. I have a present for you. It's a piece of amber I created using sap from the trees in this forest. It required 400 years and a great deal of pressurization to make. I hope you'll find it useful. The Green Dream. Robo, you're so sweet. Thank you. He is sweet. And now he's back in our party. We've got him back. Let's go ahead and put my party back the way I like it. And we now have the Green Dream, which is an accessory. Automatically revives the KO wearer once. What that means is if somebody gets killed and they're wearing this, they automatically come back to life. Super cool. Super useful as well. And so we have the forest adventure is completed. More adventures await in the Faded Hour. There's still lots and lots to do. But periodically, we want to come back and replenish our health and save our game. And pick it up in the next episode. Thank you for watching.